Hello students, welcome to Learning Science Q&A. Students, we have already seen about the crop rotation. We have seen how exactly crop rotation helps a farmer. Coming to the biofertilizers. So the next question that can be asked, as an alternative to the use of traditional fertilizer or the chemical fertilizer, what else can be used? So next alternative is biofertilizers. Biofertilizers are basically microorganisms which improve soil fertility by either fixing nitrogen for us, or you can say atmospheric nitrogen, or by dissolving the nutrients which are present in the soil. So these microorganisms are actually cultivated spatially and they are sold in packets, and they can be mixed with the seed during sowing. So in this way, crop plant is, you can say, saved from the pest also, and it has improved soil for its growth. Coming to the nitrogen cycle. So nitrogen fixation is a part of nitrogen cycle where the atmospheric nitrogen is getting fixed up by the rhizobium or other microorganisms which are present in soil, and that fixed nitrogen is used up by the plants. So nitrogen cycle involves two parts basically. One, from where nitrogen is coming to the system for use of the living organism. Second part is consisted of the denitrification part, which is actually helpful in sending back the nitrogen to its natural pool. So the natural form of nitrogen is N2, or the molecular nitrogen. So this is the form in which nitrogen is present in our environment. Now let's see how this nitrogen is getting fixed up. We have already discussed that nitrogen is getting fixed up with the help of nitrogen fixing bacteria, which fixes nitrogen into ammonia. The process is known as ammonification. This ammonia can be further fixed into nitrate. The process is known as nitrification, and sometime to nitrite. The process is again nitrification, and this is done with the help of nitrifying bacteria. Ammonifying bacteria fixes the atmospheric nitrogen to ammonia. Nitrite, nitrate, and ammonia, all these forms are easily available for the plant. That means a plant is able to uptake these forms from the soil. Now this ammonia, or this nitrate and nitrite, can be taken by the plant directly, which these plants are in turn taken up by the cattles. Now this nitrogen can be again added to the system with the feces or the waste produced by the cattle, or even after the death of these plant or the living organism. So the denitrifying bacteria helps in sending these nitrogenous compound into their molecular form. Let's see a comparison between manure and fertilizer. How manure and fertilizer similar to each other, what are their advantages and what are the disadvantages associated with the use of manure fertilizer, one by one. So coming to the fertilizer are very specific for the nutrient. These nutrients are sometimes lacking in the manure. They have a potent amount of nutrient present in them. They are easy to store. A small pack of fertilizer can serve a good large field. They are easy to transport because they are very compact. They are water soluble so they can be easily absorbed by the plant roots. On the other hand, manure add humus to the soil. They are not rich in one specific nutrient. They provide a overall nutrient to the soil. Thus, they are also helpful in improving the structure of soil. Texture of soil is improved. They make soil hold more and more water. They make it more aerated so that a plant can live happily in that soil. They are not expensive and they can be prepared in a small space. They do not cause any kind of water pollution or soil pollution because they are made from the organic matter. They are a product of decomposition of natural substances. Coming to the disadvantages, fertilizer do not provide any humus, and in absence of humus, soil structure is depleted. Soil structure is in a bad shape. A soil which has undergone too much of fertilizer treatment is very prone to erosion. During monsoon, with a heavy rain, soil can get eroded. Overuse of fertilizer will make soil less fertile and it can also make soil acidic or alkaline. The normal soil pH will be slightly alkaline or nearly neutral. Also, if these fertilizers are accumulated in the water body, they cause eutrophication. Always remember they are rich in specific nutrient. When the same nutrient is reaching to the water body, the growth there is a superfluous kind of growth. That means that growth will stop the sunlight reaching to the depth of the water, that eventually lead to the death of the marine organism. Coming to the disadvantage that are associated with the manure, manure are not rich in certain specific nutrient, but they have a overall nutrient. They are not easy to store. Their handling is bulky. They are not easy to transport. They are not soluble in water. You need a good space to store vermicompost or cow dung compost. So, after sowing seed, after providing manure to the seed or the crop, the next step comes to the providing water to a standing crop. So, next question is, what is irrigation? The process of providing water to a crop is known as irrigation. Amount and the frequency of providing water varies from plant to plant and season to season. Not all plant will require same amount of water, and in every season the water requirement will not be same. Water will be required more during hot, dry season, during monsoon, and during winter. The water uptake by a plant would be very, very less. So, how much water is to be provided to the crop depends upon the type of plant, and it also depends on the season in which the plant is being sown. Some common sources of water are well, tube well, ponds, lake, river, dam, and canal. Some of them are natural, some are man made. Coming to what are some traditional ways of providing irrigation. Some traditional way include moat, which is a pulley system, chain pump, dhekli, and rehet, which is lever system. This is very important to know these systems individually with the help of diagram, because it comes in the examination as identify the type of irrigation shown in the figure. So moat is having a pulley system which reduces the manual labor to drift water from the well, and after that it can be provided to the crop. A chain pump is having chain instead of pulley. Dhekli is having a heavy stone bound with a wooden log, which is used to pump water from the well or a water source. And a rahat involves an animal that can revolve around a common base, and it helps in taking out water from the water source. So these are some traditional ways of irrigating plant. Definitely they have some limitations, because when you are taking water in a large amount, there are chances that it will get wasted. So the limitations which are associated with the use of traditional method of irrigation are: water distribution is uneven. There are chances that some crop will get more water while some will get less water or maybe unwatered. Waterlogging can be seen if the land is uneven. If land is not plain, if land is not even, waterlogging, water can be standing at one place. Normally, a cattle or human labor is required. This makes the traditional method of irrigation less efficient. As an alternative, we can have some modern method of irrigation that involves furrow irrigation, basin irrigation, drip irrigation, and sprinkler. Now, furrow irrigation involves making furrow in the field. These furrows are filled with water, and water can be absorbed by the plant root, as you can see in the figure. Basin irrigation is involving making of these bund like structure, so that one part of the field doesn't get water leaking to the next part of the field, and these basins are basically flooded with water. This is very popularly used for growing rice or paddy, which require a lot of water for their growth. Then we have a drip irrigation, which have a hollow pipe going near the root of the plant with a hole, and drip by drip, or you can say drop by drop, water is going out from the pipe, and this provides water near to the root. Drop by drop, there is no wastage of water, and very useful in the area where water scarcity is observed. Next method is sprinkler irrigation, which involves pipes perpendicular to the surface of field, which rotates and have hole. So when they are rotating, they give you an illusion of rain, and with this process water reaches to a longer distance as if it's raining. It is very efficient for grasses, lawns, and uh, wide garden. advantage of modern method of irrigation involves that they are useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. The water from these systems falls drop by drop and sometimes near to the root. So these methods involve least water wastage and they can be adopted very easily. So students, in this video we'll be doing till here. Hope you like it. Please follow for more. Thank you.